Would it be fair to say that the broken southern border is man-made?
It would be fair to say that, sir, based on policies that have been implemented.
And that man's name is Joe Biden, isn't it?
That would be a fair assessment, yes, Senator.
Under President Biden, if you wait in line for legal immigration, you're a chump, aren't you?
When you look at the benefits that have been given to people and the speed at which they've been released into the United States, I would be chagrined if I were waiting.
You're a chump, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
General.
Yes,
You
sir.
believe in open borders, don't you?
I believe in the rule of law, sir.
All right. And
Hey everyone, welcome back to Congress Every Day. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on the latest news and heated debates. Today, we've got an intense Senate hearing to dive into. Senator John Kennedy's merciless questioning of a Senate witness really shook things up. So let's break it down and see how the exchange between Senator Kennedy and Mr. Arthur from the Center for Immigration Studies unfolded. So, the video kicks off with the introduction of Mr. Arthur, a representative from the Center for Immigration Studies. Now, this group is described as a nonpartisan think tank, which sets the stage for a pretty intense discussion. Senator Kennedy immediately establishes the stakes.
and it makes you angry that President Trump does not believe in open borders, doesn't it?
Senator, I'm not here to discuss immigration policy. I'm here to discuss whether or not we use the military to enforce it.
And it makes you angry that most Americans don't believe in open borders, doesn't it?
Not in the slightest, sir. Again, I am not here to discuss the immigration policy.
Yeah. Duty, honor, respect, you talked about that.
Setting up a conversation about the current immigration situation. The witness confirms he's not aligned with any political side, but things quickly take a turn from there. Next up, Senator Kennedy doesn't hold back. He flat out calls the southern border crisis a chaotic situation and man-made. And guess who he points the finger at? President Biden. Kennedy blames the current state of the border directly on the president's policies. If you've been following the immigration debate, you know this is a highly controversial statement, and Kennedy is just getting started. What do you think? Is the southern border crisis truly man-made, or is there more to the story? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
About
Then-
that
Yes,
in
Senator.
your opening statement. On October 14th of this year, you went on CNN. I want to read you what you said. Make sure I'm accurate. Here's what you said. President Trump is not like any sane leader. I'm very proud of General Milley for saying that President Trump is a total fascist. To Bob Woodward, if he, as chairman of the Joint Chiefs, is calling the president a fascist, I'm so proud of him for breaking that barrier. The challenge is because most MAGA Republicans, they don't understand what fascism is. The reality is that they are, in fact, fascists themselves. Did I read that
Then,
out?
Kennedy hits Mr. Arthur with a sharp question. Are people waiting for legal immigration just chumps? The question was aimed at comparing the speed at which people enter the U.S. illegally versus legally. Kennedy implies that those following the rules are being left behind. It's a tough question that really puts Mr. Arthur in a tight spot. The witness agrees, but it's clear that things are about to get even more heated. This right here is where the tension builds. If you want to see more moments like this, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss any future breakdowns. Now things take a personal turn. Kennedy brings up comments Mr. Arthur made on CNN about President Trump,
Did I
calling
read
him
that accurate?
Senator, I am happy to discuss my personal perspectives with you separately at any time. That's not the purpose of the hearing today.
Did I read that accurately?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. You think you're smarter than the American people, don't you?
Absolutely not, Senator. I am here to discuss the use of the military as part of this mass deportation.
You think you're more virtuous than the American people, don't you, General?
Senator, I am insulted by your comment.
Duty, honor, and respect. You talked about that in your opening statement, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Moran said, I wrote down her words. She said, by their actions, you know what someone's character is like. You agree with that?
Senator, for 35 years, I served my country with absolute honor and distinction, and I will continue to do so.
Calling him a fascist. Arthur doesn't deny it and even confirms the quotes. Kennedy then accuses him of thinking he's smarter and more virtuous than the American public. And guess what? Arthur isn't happy with that accusation. The tension in this segment is palpable as both men go head-to-head. Have you ever seen a Senate witness get this uncomfortable? Let me know what you think in the comments. Did Kennedy go too far, or was he just doing his job? Now we get into some real controversy. Kennedy pulls up a tweet from Arthur from November 2022, where he mentioned Texas and Louisiana having their knives out for black immigrants. Kennedy presses him on this tweet, and Arthur starts to squirm. He can't remember the full context and struggles to name specific individuals involved in the issue. Kennedy doesn't let up, calling him out for being vague and not owning up to his past statements. This moment was a classic political clash. Trying to backtrack on something you said online is never easy. What's your take on the whole thing? Was this tweet a slip-up or something more? Let me know below. Alright, so after all the drama and tough questioning, the hearing wraps up with Arthur still defending his views, but it's clear that Senator Kennedy's questions left him on the defensive. From accusations of open borders to controversial tweets, this exchange had it all. It's definitely one for the books. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications. We'll be back with more heated political moments and deep dives, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next